For the lunge with upper back rotation, we're going to be taking care of two things. Actually, three things now that I think of it. We're going to be extending our hip. You'll see this when I get to the bottom of the movement. You're going to be extending your hip. You're also going to be externally rotating your opposite hip while it's in a flexed position, almost like the bottom of a squat. When we're in the bottom of a squat, our hips are flexed, but they're also externally rotated. All that means is at the bottom, it's almost like our heel is coming up towards our hip, even though it's staying on the ground, obviously. That's what's happening within our hips, and we're going to mimic that. Third, we're also going to be producing some upper back rotation. This upper spine portion is going to be rotating. The upper back is built to be mobile. The lower back, not so much. But over time, the upper back can get stiff, especially if seated for a long period of time, and it can take away some of the range of motion we need, especially for overhead movements or while holding on to pieces of equipment when we're performing things like squats. So to get set up in this position, I'm going to show you from a couple different angles. We're actually going to start in a really long lunge position. Let's say you just came from a hip flexor stretch. You're actually going to start with this front leg a little bit farther forward. We're going to drive the hips forward and down. And as we do so, this front knee is going to push out to the side. So that while you look at me, if you were to cut me in half, this is going to look like the bottom of a squat. This front foot is going to be flat, driving the knee out to the side. My hip is extended, tall chest. From here, I'm going to plant both hands next to my front foot, keeping a nice tall chest. Again, from the side, one of the most common things that happens with this movement, rather than people coming down with the hips, keeping a tall chest, they tend to come into the movement like this. We want to avoid that. Instead, we want to pull our shoulder blades back, plant both hands. This outside hand is going to stay firmly planted on the ground. And this opposite hand is going to reach up towards the ceiling. You're going to follow it with your eyes. You'll know you're doing the movement right if your chest is facing your front leg. Hey, and even if you can only get out to this spot, that's okay. We want you to work on opening up that upper back. When you're done, come back down. We're going to switch sides. Show you what this looks like from the outside leg. So again, long stride, drive the hips forward and low, plant both hands next to that front foot, tall chest, reach up, follow that hand. When you're done, stand back up. Anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds on each side. Remember though, we want to stay in a good position. We want to keep our spine flat and neutral. We want to let the hips extend. We don't want to let our shoulders round forward. We really want to open up the upper back. That's how you do a lunge with upper back rotation.